There's new music from Matt Maher, a new song that's just come out, Alive and Breathing. Tomorrow, actually, it's going to be available Spotify, places you buy music. And Kristen has just come out with it's going to be great for your children, especially dealing with the topic of shame, called the Awfulizer.
Correct.
Okay, and we're going to put a link on the Jayar Show Instagram that you can swipe up and get all the info on that. That has just come out. And there's one of it's like a busy season. You guys must have had a mortgage to pay. We've got a Spanglish song
version of that's all right. Yeah, maybe I'll end up doing it. Maybe I'll just do a Spanish album.
Yeah, a
whole Spanglish album seems a little bit strange. It sounds like me ordering lunch at a restaurant. The experience of performing Lord I Need You in Rio was life-changing. And one of the biggest things I felt convicted about when I came back was being in South Central, around people from South Central Latin America, was amazing. And I felt really sad because I never followed the advice of the Holy Spirit in 2008 when walking through a mall in Philadelphia, and I passed by a Rosetta Stone stand and literally felt the Holy Spirit say, you need to learn Spanish. And it's like one of those things that I'm like, why did I not? I bought it and I still have never done it.
Yeah. I don't know where that is anymore.
I know. But it's gone. After singing that song in front of that many people and coming home, the realization I had was the majority of those people all spoke a common language. Like even if you speak Portuguese, you learn how to speak Spanish. Right. Everyone there spoke Spanish. Mm. And so I was like, we got to put out a Spanish version of this song. And it just took forever. And so, and lots of personal reasons. We were having more kids. We moved, and then you get distracted. You're making other projects. And when I was recording these songs on the road, so a majority of the songs were recorded touring on the road show. The last night of the road show I looked was going to be in Amarillo, Texas. And I was like, man, I know that there's going to be a lot of folks there from with a Hispanic background. And I'd love to have a song that night where we're just mostly singing it in Spanish. And then, so I talked to Kat about it. And she's like, hey, well, this is crazy because I just got off the phone with one of her good friends who's managing Blanca. And she said, Blanca is looking to record a worship song in Spanish. And so I was like, well, do you think she'd want to come fly to Amarillo? This was Thursday. Yeah. And we were going to record it 2 days later on Saturday. So we bought a plane ticket and we got the song translated and she flew out and we recorded it. And it's kind of like half Spanish, half English. And then I actually ended up producing an all Spanish version for her, which will come out at some point. But this version is, it's sort of a mix of English and Spanish. Yeah. And man, I tell you, and I felt this every night touring with, when I was on the Worship Night in America with Chris Tomlin, every night, Christine DeClario, she would sing What a Beautiful Name in Spanish. It just unlocked something in the room. Like I remember the night we were in Miami, and the way I've heard it is this way, is that people, like, English just isn't just your language, it's actually your heart language. It's the language of like the culture that you grew up in. And so when you hear the truth of the gospel in your heart language, it hits you on a whole deep level. Well, imagine then being somebody who's from, a different country with a different heart language who happens to know English as a second language. Singing these songs, you're translating them in your head while you're singing them, and you're converting words that don't even have the same cultural meaning to mean things over here. And so to get to work with translators and come up with a translation of Lord, I Need You that means what I'm trying to say, and it gets in a language that they're actually able to sing it, it's just really, really special for me. And then to be able to do it live and just to hear the response of people, like when she would start singing, she'd get to the bridge of, Teach My Song to Rise to You, and she's singing it in Spanish, and people just start cheering. Huh. Because they're hearing a song that they've loved, and they know how to sing it in English, but all of a sudden it's like hearing a song in your heart language, like that's a song that's truth. You know, it's like a whole other level of kind of awakening and freedom, I think. So I'm very, very excited about it.